All right, you guys, welcome back to the channel. So today I want to talk about how to buy a used scooter. First of all, do your homework, you guys. Do your homework, all right? So just don't go out there and just buy any scooter and believe whatever you hear out there. Chinese scooters take a beating out there. I've been selling them for over 20 years, and generally the customers, the demographic that purchases a Chinese scooter, they don't really take the best care. So first of all, you want to make sure it has a good service history. I mean, if that owner has a service history, they have records of service, fantastic. I mean, that's a good sign. Now, a lot of the scooters out there have been hodgepodged, they've been jerry-rigged. A lot of the customers do their own service. Now, part of that reason is because a lot of people, they don't put value behind it if they don't pay too much for it. They're very, very cheap on the market, even the brand new ones. Now, a lot of you guys out there are looking for the used stuff. A lot of the used stuff you'll find on CRAIGSLIST, Facebook Marketplace. Those are the best places to find used vehicles, used scooters. Now, what I'm sharing with you is for any brand scooter, but particularly for the Chinese scooters, because a lot of my audience out there are interested in the Chinese brands because they're so affordable, whether they're new or used. You can find a used scooter out there for $100, $200, $300, $400, you guys. But always remember, buyer beware. It's so important to actually ask the seller, do they have a service record? Here at Scooter City Reno, we keep records of every scooter that comes in here for service. So, and I'm sure other dealerships across the country or wherever you guys are at will do the same probably as well. That's just part of professionalism. You keep a record so you can always look up that customer when they come in and identify any issues they may have or have a record of all the service they've done, giving you an idea, where they're at. So if they have a record, fantastic. It adds value to the scooter. You know what you're buying. You could be a lot more comfortable buying it. But many of the scooters out there, you guys, don't have any form of service record. So what you want to make sure in regards to the maintenance, it starts up. Don't never buy a scooter that will not start up in front of you. So it has to start up in front of you. You have to listen to it, listen to that engine. If it's ticking a little bit, it may need a valve adjustment. So there could be multiple things wrong with it, but as long as it starts up in front of you, if you're paying just a couple $100, you're looking for just some practical transportation, well, that might be a good thing for you, okay? Because you could find them so cheap. I've heard of people buying them for $50 on Facebook or CRAIGSLIST. So Facebook Marketplace, that's generally what I would recommend. But also, you guys, check your state requirements. Here in state of Nevada, of course, you have to register your scooter. It's a one-time registration. Check your own state requirements as well as titling, you guys. If the seller does not have one of these, this is called an MCO certificate, you guys. So important to have this. This actually would be mailed. Most dealers across the country probably mail this to their state DMV, and they would transpose this into an actually state title. And this is what we do over here. It's called the MCO certificate, manufacturer certificate of origin, you guys. So important. This definitely adds value. And sometimes if you don't have this certificate, depending on what state you live in, they won't allow you even to register it. So keep that in mind. So now if the owner has this, you're good to go. If they don't have this and they have a title, fantastic. That part has been done. They just transfer it and assign it to you. You're good to go. But again, always check and make sure it has a history of service. As I mentioned before, many of the Chinese scooters out there are not well maintained. They're not. It's just, a value system. If you don't pay generally too much for something, you're not generally going to invest too much back into it. So easy come, easy go, right? And even the brand new ones, you guys, a lot of you guys are buying them online. Make sure you get from the dealer one of these. They sometimes charge you extra to get this. So keep that in mind when you're going through the checkout process. Just go slowly through it. When you check that little box there in terms of conditions, Make sure you read all that because they don't include this in general. So they will charge you extra for this and mail this to you later. It does not generally come in the box that's shipped out to you for brand new ones. Now, used ones, if they have this, fantastic. Always ask them for this or ask them for a title. You guys always sign a bill of sale as well. Again, check service records. Chinese scooters traditionally are not maintained well. If it has service records, fantastic. It adds value to the scooter. Again, always use caution when buying. Do a VIN check on it too. Make sure that this matches the VIN on the scooter. And there's various locations where you can find that VIN, you guys, on that scooter. So keep that in mind. It's so important. Again, you'll find a lot of cheap scooters on Facebook Marketplace as well as on Craigslist. Those are the go-to places that I recommend to get the best deal possible. And just do your homework, and then you'll be a happy camper. You won't whine, you won't complain. I get a lot of whiners out there that want me to help them out, but again, you have to do your homework, do your research, do your vetting. Again, they're just, anywhere from $50 to a few $100s, these scooters, but still, it's money, right? It's an exchange of value. You're getting something. So always make sure it runs. Don't rely on the seller. Oh, well, it runs. It did run. All it needs is a battery. All it needs is this. No. Make sure it runs in front of you because I've had plenty of customers purchasing scooters that were told that they run, but they actually don't run, and they were brought here, and actually the motors were dead. I mean, there was no combustion, there was nothing, there was no compression in the motor whatsoever. So again, most people pay cash, of course, when you're buying anything on Craigslist, particularly at the lower value amounts. So you're out money, and generally you're not going to get a hold of that person that sold you that scooter. So keep that in mind. Keep that in mind, you guys. Again, always do your homework. Always vet. Make sure that it has a history of service. If it doesn't, it lowers its value, and go from there, you guys. So hope these tips, you guys, help you out. Again, this is very important, or a standard title. Always receive one or the other. Have a bill of sale. Make your offer, and you'll be a happy camper. All right, you guys, until the next video, we'll see you guys soon. Take care.